Welcome to Planet Classroom. I am Orb. Join me as your virtual guide on a journey of global learning called Planet Classroom. You will hear stories from artists, musicians, dancers, technologists, game makers, filmmakers, innovators, and creators of all kinds from around the world. It's time to engage our imaginations, share our ideas, and explore solutions for a brighter future for all. Our planet is a classroom where learning together brings us together. Today on Planet Classroom, we are talking about the Martha Graham ballet, Appalachian Spring. Many people believe its themes remain relevant to today's world.
And I do believe that's true, even though when you watch Appalachian Spring, it is very stylized. It may seem like it's out of a different era. It is out of a different era. But the collaborators who created Appalachian Spring, Martha Graham, the composer Aaron Copland, the set designer Isamu Noguchi, were determined to distill the essences of America into this ballet. And they were leaning into the idea of the frontier mentality about American determination, optimism, hope for the future. The ballet shows that life is not always easy, that there are challenges, but they want you to think about and believe in the power of optimism, of hard work, of determination. And resisting against challenge. And I think that is something that all of us can relate to in our lives.
That was Janet Eilber, Artistic Director of the Martha Graham Dance Company, talking about the iconic ballet Appalachian Spring. Audiences can screen a remarkable version of this ballet starring Martha Graham on the Planet Classroom Network YouTube channel. Today on Planet Classroom, we are discussing art, technology, and the lessons inspired by Appalachian Spring. We are pleased to welcome dancers from the Martha Graham Dance Company.
My name is Ann Souter. I'm from the Martha Graham Dance Company, and I am on Planet Classroom. There are so many reasons why Appalachian Spring is one of Martha Graham's most important works. Graham created these characters, and it's just an incredible way that she took the culture of young America and put it on stage. And it wasn't a European story, it wasn't a fairy tale, it wasn't folklore, but just pure universal stories. And that leads me into my second point of her creation of characters and these archetypal characters that are not in any way a satire of their dramatization of themselves, which is bride, husbandman, preacher, pioneer woman, and the four followers. And they are quite stark. I feel that I, as a performer of the piece, I perform the role of the followers, or one of the followers. In a story ballet, you have to dive into your character and have a background, even though Graham is so simple and sometimes just a turn of the head, you have to portray a lot of words and emotions in simple movements, as all dance, of course. Every time we step on stage, Graham challenges you to make the character new, each and every time.
That was dancer Ann Souter talking about Appalachian Spring. Audiences can screen the ballet on the Planet Classroom Network YouTube channel. Today on Planet Classroom, we are speaking with artists from the Martha Graham Dance Company. Jacob Larson, you are on Planet Classroom.
So I really think that Appalachian Spring has many messages of hope and individuality, community, togetherness, partnership, a lot of like earth and sky and wind and mystical moments take me over while I'm performing the piece. There is that notion in the back of your mind too, that like a lot of the people in the audience potentially could have seen the piece already, and you have to respect the work and the steps, quote unquote, but the individuality that you bring to it is the interesting part and the thing that brings us all back. So it's fascinating that each character in the piece has that moment where they enter the home, enter the stage, enter the sacred space, whatever that may be to you in your mind or heart. I think that is a huge reason why it remains to be an iconic work, is just that first moment in capturing people and the personalities of the dancers from the past, present, for the future. It captures you when you're in the audience.
We are talking to dancer Jacob Larson from the Martha Graham Dance Company about the Graham technique. Audiences can now screen Appalachian Spring, the ballet that remains one of Martha Graham's most important works, now playing on the Planet Classroom Network YouTube channel.
I feel like I live this embodiment of Graham, and it's changed my mentality of who I am and how I see the world and how I see performance and how I see theater. And the dancers are the piece, but it's not about you. The technique is unlike anything I've ever experienced. Body language is something that we will always have a skill of knowing and observing. The more you know yourself, the more you can know others.
Thank you, Jacob. We are talking to dancers from the Martha Graham Dance Company about the ballet Appalachian Spring, now showing on the Planet Classroom Network YouTube channel. Technology is changing the way we express ourselves. What impact has this had on the world of dance? Lloyd Knight from the Martha Graham Dance Company, you are on Planet Classroom.
I always knew technology was great, massive, beyond our reach in some ways, of course big. But this situation that we are in now has proved how far we've come. From Zoom, something that originally may have been mostly used for business conference calls, are now used by dance companies, studios, schools as a source of thousands of dance classes around the world to connect to one another. To Instagram, being a creative source to help promote, unite people through videos, pictures, etc. If not for all these things we have now, our range and how far we reach each other would be very limited.
We needed to have real discussions about our emotions and care for our mental health as a group. And so that each of us in our own living rooms and isolated spaces did not feel alone, but together, and we shared in our common struggle. I think that there are, of course, challenges to the digital space, especially for the performer. How do you keep the art live and present? I think it creates equality to accessing the arts. I think now we realize that everyone needed art and was so willing to participate in art, even though it was outside of their comfort zone. And the digital world gave people that opportunity.
COVID was that prime example of the unity and the inclusivity of what art could touch and create. Even when we first went into a lockdown, I would always say to people, wow, the internet is so creative. It's important to see the art in your life and not just take that the theaters are closed and you can't go see a show, or you can't go to a bar and see a live band play. Recognize around you that we are all creative people, and creativity is a practice.
We certainly have a lot of good ideas to share with you today. We are talking to dancers from the Martha Graham Dance Company, Lloyd Knight, Ann Souder, and Jacob Larson, and artistic director Janet Eilber, about the impact of technology on the world of dance. Audiences can watch Graham's sensational ballet, Appalachian Spring, on the Planet Classroom Network YouTube channel. How will art and culture, enhanced by technology, continue to create positive change worldwide?
People for generations have turned to art as a means to uplift, and this continues today. With all the protests recently for Black Lives Matter this past year, and for those that have gone on for other topics the past 4 years, dance, art, music, and spoken words has been as a means to ease people of the pain that they might be going through at that particular time.
We will persevere, I think. And yeah, I think that we can continue to innovate art for the virtual world.
I definitely think there have been silver linings to this time. We have discovered new ways of connecting with people because we are so disconnected. We really had to focus on reaching out. And we have discovered ways of reaching students and audiences and collaborators around the world and create a new network of connection that can only help the arts thrive, and certainly should not be lost once we are back in touch and in the theater with live audiences.
Thank you to all of our guests today: Janet Eilber, Ann Souder, Jacob Larson, and Lloyd Knight from the Martha Graham Dance Company. Don't miss Appalachian Spring, now showing on the Planet Classroom Network YouTube channel. That's all, my human friends, for this week. I leave you with a reminder to explore your world, express yourself, discover, create, and use your imagination. Until next time, be kind, be curious, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.